Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Yasmin and today we have a different kind of video. As you have seen by the title, today I'm telling you my story with bipolar, how I got diagnosed, my whole mental health story and everything, just like in short form basically. I know it's a different kind of video than I usually do, but I don't know, I needed this, I need to share this, it's part of me and I want to share this, and I just want to raise awareness and maybe help someone with this video. And yeah, but I will be back to my fashion content. It's just this video. If you want to see more mental health related stuff, I can do more mental health videos talking about it, and in general, whatever questions you have, you can put them in the comments down below. And also you can check out my TikTok. It's also called Styling with Yasmin. There I have a 90-day challenge where I do like a little mental health challenge, and there I share my story with mental health and my diagnosis and how I'm coping on a daily basis. And I also share fashion content there, so if you want to check it out, you can. And it's gonna be this video, and other than that I will be back to my regular fashion content. And I hope you guys enjoy this and I hope it helps someone. So let's get started, I guess. Okay guys, so let's get started. I'm gonna tell you what it's like to have bipolar and how I got diagnosed. So I'm not gonna start from the beginning of having mental illness in general, because I have had mental health issues since I was like 13. And I first had depression, then I had an eating disorder that I went to the psych ward for, and after that my bipolar started basically. Like, I've been having bipolar since I've been like 17. I'm 23 now, so it's been like 6 years. And how I got diagnosed. So basically I always kept starting therapy and quitting, because whenever I got depressed I was like, okay, I need help right now. Then I get a therapist and then I get hypomanic and I'm like, I don't need therapy, I'm fine, I'm great, I'm not sick, why would I need therapy? Then I quit, and that kept going until this year. At the beginning of this year I was having a really bad depressive episode, and it was longer than usual. So I was like, okay, I need a therapist, I need to work on all my issues. I have also a lot of childhood trauma and stuff like that, so I was like, okay, I need to work on that. So I was looking for a therapist, and my insurance has like a program where you can get online therapy basically, and usually you are on a waiting list for like 6 months or something, and this was like within 2 weeks I had a therapist. So this is the therapist that I go to now. She's amazing, I love her. And she was basically, I had a lot of appointments before that where I was just meeting therapists for the first appointment just to see, and so they could put me on a waiting list. And all of them were like, you have depression, you have depression. They never asked real questions, basically. They just said, here you have depression, this is your diagnosis, basically that's it. Without really asking me any more specific questions or more into other directions of other illnesses. So I was like, I have depression, that's basically it. So when I started out with this therapist, she had the same diagnosis. I told her, everybody says I have depression. I told her my symptoms. She was like, that's depression. Then we started the therapy, and then she was like, let's go over your diagnosis and just check it again. Let's go point by point. She started going through and I was like, I feel that. And then she was like, do you have episodes where you feel super happy, super energetic, you don't need much sleep, you spend a lot of money, you start a lot of new hobbies? I was like, I do have that. I have that a lot. Like, it's just sometimes I have depression and then it gets better and I'm fine basically, and everything is great. She was like, that does not sound like depression. So then she was like, I think you have bipolar type 2. She referred me to a psychiatrist that is also through this program, so it was all online. I had a talk with him and he confirmed the diagnosis, but he's not able to prescribe me anything because he's an online therapist. So he told me, go to a real psychiatrist. He's a psychiatrist, sorry guys. So he told me go to a psychiatrist in real life and then you can get medication. So like 2-3 weeks ago, I think 2 weeks ago, I went to a real life psychiatrist. She gave me the same diagnosis and she gave me Lamictal, So it's been 2 days since I've been taking Lamictal, and yeah, I've been having a headache. I can't really say much about the medication yet. It needs some time to work. I can update you guys if you are interested. But yeah, that was basically how I got the diagnosis. And now I can tell you guys a little bit more how my illness presents itself basically. So if you guys don't know, there's like bipolar 1 and bipolar 2. With bipolar 1 you have like mania, and you have more like, you can have psychosis and stuff like that, and it's more severe. It mostly ends like in hospitalization. So bipolar type 2 is less severe basically, but just as impactful and just as bad basically as bipolar type 1, I feel like, in my opinion. I don't know, maybe other people that have bipolar 1 would say differently, I don't know, but in my opinion it's quite as bad as like having an effect on your life. So basically how my illness presents itself: when I'm depressed, like basically just how you imagine depression. You're low, you don't want to do anything, you're just lying in bed, it's hard to get to work, it's hard to clean, it's hard to do anything, it's hard even to just wake up in general. You're having all these bad thoughts. I get bad thoughts about like unaliving myself and stuff like that, so it gets like really dark basically. And for me it's not like there's a subtle like there's a transition period into hypomania and then a transition into depression. For me it's mostly just like that basically. I wake up and I'm hypomanic, I wake up and I'm suddenly depressed, and every time I'm depressed I'm always like, yeah, there will be that high of feeling great and being great. So that's what kept me mostly off of like actually getting help, because I was like, I'm gonna be fine soon, this is just a quick depression and it's gonna go away basically, which it's not like that. So yeah, it's, for me it's like yeah, there's not a like transition period. It's just all of a sudden I'm hypomanic, all of a sudden I'm depressed. And I do have rapid cycling. It's like having more than 4 episodes a year. So I do have more than 4 episodes. Most of the time I have like 3 months of depression, 2 months of hypomania, and then it keeps going like that. And I rarely have like 1 or 2 weeks of feeling normal, whatever that is. I don't know, to be honest. Like, I don't really know if what it feels like to just feel okay. I can't really say when was the last time I felt like I was okay, I was stable, everything was fine, nothing was too much or too high or too low. So yeah, for me, when I get hypomanic, it always starts with needing less sleep. I sleep 3 to 4 hours. I feel really energetic. I do have this right now, for example. Like last night I slept only for 3 hours. I feel really energetic. I'm filming this video. I filmed a few TikToks. I picked up packages. I went to work. I studied in the morning. So like I did a lot of stuff and I'm not feeling tired. And that's always like the first sign that I'm going like hypomanic basically. I need less sleep. I start being more productive with everything. Like I start studying more, I start cleaning more, I decide to eat better, I decide to start new projects, I decide to do many hobbies that I already have, or start new hobbies, or to meet more friends, and I start making all these plans. And from there it only gets worse basically, because from starting to do like plans, like hang out with more friends, because when I was depressed I did not hang out with my friends a lot. So I'm like, okay, I need to hang out with my friends, I'm feeling energetic, I'm feeling great, I need to use this time. And I basically always feel like I'm gonna run out of this energy, so I need to like absorb it and just do as much as I can in as little time as possible before this great feeling goes away basically. So yeah, from making plans with friends, I always go like a bit more and more and more basically. I keep yeah, layering it basically, starting from making plans with friends, which is great, awesome, hanging out with friends. Then I start making like these amazing plans to go on trips. I start booking trips for like like vacations that I do not have money for, that are not thought through, that are not calculated. I start to spend a lot of money. I did go into really bad debt last year. I took on a huge credit and I spent like 15,000 euros within 2 months, which is crazy. And I basically blacked out and I still don't know where all that money went. And I start like, spending a lot of money, buying new clothes, going, booking concerts and all these amazing things that are like months, there are still months to go to these until these events are, and until then I don't want to even go because I get depressed again. But yeah, I start making all these big plans and then I start getting all these ideas. I have racing thoughts, and I also talk faster, and I have like trouble just sitting in one place, and I just want to keep moving and going and do a lot of things at the same time because I don't want to waste time. And I do get a God complex. I feel like this grandiose, like my self-esteem is improved. I feel like I can do anything. Nobody could stop me. Nothing is in my way. I could do anything. I'm unstoppable, and that's when it starts getting like really bad and basically dangerous. I do get myself into dangerous situations where I'm like, yeah, nothing can happen to me. I walk the streets alone at night and stuff like that, basically. And I start having more and more ideas, and when I have these racing thoughts, I always have like a million ideas at the same time, and I want to do all these ideas, and most of the time I pick one or two and focus on that. Sometimes it's not that bad, like I just choose a new hobby and just go along with it, and I lose interest and whatever, so it's like, well, not great money, money that I did not spend very well, but that's still fine, like that's not the worst. But then I start getting ideas. For example, like I said, when my father died, I just decided I'm gonna quit. I applied to a program and I quit my job without even knowing that if I'm like going to this if I'm accepted or not. I was still in the process of being accepted. And I just applied, and I even had like an apartment, and I had a lease, obviously, but I did not give a fuck. I did not think about that. I was like, no, I'm gonna live in Lisbon now. So I basically left that apartment, gave my mother the keys and told her to do whatever. It's not my problem anymore. And I just went, and yeah, it starts getting out of hand, basically. I could basically destroy my life. I start having these ideas of moving abroad or doing these big trips that require like a lot of money or a lot of planning or a lot of time. And I start all these kinds of things, and I start having ideas and doing stuff that I don't really want to disclose all these things that I did while being hypomanic. I did like a lot of stuff that I don't want to talk about, that I'd rather forget. But I just that keeps going and going and going, and then I crash all of a sudden. I get depressed again, and this is how it keeps going all the time. And yeah, it's basically two polar opposites, and it's really exhausting. Like, being depressed is exhausting, and while in the hypomanic phase, it's not exhausting, it's amazing, it's great. But when you before I knew I have this, I was like, I did not think of it, okay, like this is gonna be exhausting afterwards. I was just enjoying that moment, but afterwards it's also exhausting because you need to like clean up all the shit and this mess that you've made while being hypomanic, and you need to do this as quickly as possible before being depressed again and not being able to do anything at all. And it gets like so exhausting, just like running around basically all the time. So yeah, I'm glad I got this diagnosis, so now at least I know I'm not just going crazy basically, and I'm glad I'm going to therapy and getting help and starting medication. Not to say that I'm healed or anything, you cannot heal bipolar, I know that, I know it's a chronic illness, but at least I'm taking steps into the direction of getting better. And basically this was like the short version of this whole thing, this whole mental illness thing. I just wanted to address it and just spread a bit of awareness and just talk about it a little bit. I hope this helps someone. Just know you're not alone. Whatever mental illness you have, whatever issues you are struggling with, they are valid. You are not alone. You're not going crazy. Get help if you can. Get help. Try somehow to get help, and just know that you're not alone. And for me, it helps when I see other people talk about it. So I hope it helps someone see me talk about it. And it's just a part of who I am, but it's not the whole picture. Like, I'm more than just my illness, basically. But yeah, that's all I wanted to share with you guys. I hope this helps, and I hope you guys have a great day, and I see you guys in my next video. Bye!